This is the Snowbiz Now Entertainment Network. The gala launch event for the first Phuket Film Festival was a colorful and spectacular big party at Patong Beach's one and only Jungceylon Center.
I'm Nicholas Snow with Terry Hall live at the Phuket Film Festival, years in the making, and tonight it's here. Kerrie and I, we worked that red carpet. Hey Kerrie, was that as good for you as it was for me?
Well, it's not Hollywood, but I loved it. How about you?
Oh, I could get used to that. Well, actually, I am used to that. Anyway, you're going to be watching a lot of movies this week?
I've got a few lined up, and I'm quite excited. There's quite a few world premieres, and there's films from all over the world, 27 films from 15 different countries.
And we're going to give you highlights of the movies and the parties and tonight and tomorrow, and stay tuned.
Organizers were also hosting filmmakers from 16 of the productions, and the lavish Thai star-studded opening had Bangkok TAT officials wondering if they should move the Bangkok International Film Festival to Phuket.
Now, were you the party planner tonight? Did I hear that?
I am the organizer. My company did this whole setup. We're organizing tonight's event, Phuket's first film festival. And very excited because this is the first for Phuket to have a film festival here.
The party wouldn't be complete without bumping into Deputy Mayor Patong, Khun, Chairat. This is a great event for Phuket.
Yes, this is very good opportunity, for the tourism to come and visit us, because every time, they ask me also when they have a movie theater in Patong. So today we got it. So many tourists will have chance, to come. Except beach and entertain, now you also can have another kind of entertain, and also we try to do like a world film festival like in Cannes,
Scott, this is a big night for you. It's been a long time in planning.
I'm so pleased that our partners were able to pull it all together, that the people of Phuket can actualize the film festival, the many different aspects of the film festival, everything from the first features shown outside of Bangkok, premiering outside of Bangkok, to awards on the international level given to institutes in Thailand. It's all happening here on Phuket, and I think the people of Phuket should feel proud.
As film stars and VIPs were introduced on stage and mingled with their fans, an air of absolute excitement came over the crowd. After more impressive visual displays and entertainment, guests made their way to the cinemas for the commencement of screenings with the international premiere of the Spanish film Dance Machine.
I love the story. It's about the underdog winning, and I'm wondering, in your own life, were you an underdog that won?
Yeah.
Look me.
It's a story about teenage losers. When I was young, I was a teenage loser, and it's a story about I think it's only a popcorn, it's a comedy, teenage comedy, but however, I think it does portray a very interesting phenomenon that happens now in Europe. That is, the young people don't look to America, to Hollywood for entertainment. The young people look now to Asia.
Al Gore's very popular yet controversial environmental film, An Inconvenient Truth, was also screened at the festival. And, for the first time, Phuket hosted the Thailand premiere of two American films, a children's animated movie, Surf's Up, and Across the Universe, a love story set in the 60s flower power era.
Two newly released and significant Thai films, King Naresuan 1 and 2, portray the fascinating life of this famous monarch of Siam from 500 years ago.
I think this movie is biggest in Thailand. I think in Phuket, I want to people in Phuket to see the movie because
action scene for elephant is difficult and different horse.
Last stop for Paul is a quirky travel tale about two American buddies on a whirlwind trip around the globe, headed to Thailand's full moon party, all in tribute to their dead friend whose ashes they sprinkle along the way. In this film, there is no script and the actors are real characters and counted on the journey. I spoke to producer, director, actor Neil Mant.
It was my first travel movie, my first kind of unscripted movie. Everything else I've done has been done on 35mm with actors and, totally planned. This was a really experimental piece for me.
It's been very well received. There was quite a good crowd in there today, wasn't there?
Yeah, I was very happy. You never know when you go to different countries what you're going to get. And here in Thailand, you have such a mix of people. You have local Thai, you have some Irish, some English. I think there were some Australians in there, some Americans. So it was really nice to have it, so well received by a true world audience.
One of the great things about being at an international film festival is you get to meet people from all over the world with different viewpoints, different cultural backgrounds, and different resources, and in fact different film industries for that matter. With me I have director Mani Haghighi. His film is Men at Work. Hello.
Hi.
Now let me talk to you about the film industry in Iran. Are you based there first of all, and what's going on there in the world of film?
I am based there, and the Iranian film industry produces approximately 70 to 80 films annually, and almost 50 of those are released, so that's quite a high percentage, and it's a very vital and vigorous industry.
Your movie's very interesting. I'm sure you get a whole variety of feedback having just seen it. Does it have a particular meaning to you?
No, I try to leave that to the audiences to decide. For me, it's just a story about four men trying to dislodge a rock, but different audiences in different parts of the world have had different interpretations of it.
Well, if I were to put my spin on it, I would call it a fable about ego, perseverance, and triumph.
I think that's a good interpretation, yeah.
New Zealand performance artist Peter Donnelly, the subject of a short film, The Sand Dancer, which was shot at his local beach in Christchurch, came to Phuket for the festival and shared his unique passion for sand art with beachgoers at Patong.
I do studio art as well, so it's an extension of my studio onto the beach, but it's also a way to share art with the world,
You're quite famous in New Zealand. What are you known as there?
Sand artist, yeah.
And the movie, Sand Dancer?
Sand Dancer, yeah, that's been fantastic. It's done very well in festivals around the world. Some really great things have happened through it, and only because I'm out in public with the sharing of the art, the creativity.
Apart from watching the films, there were many other activities for filmgoers to experience, including workshops, such as What is Filmmaking All About? From a producer's perspective.
We sort of all know. I like to put it in perspective that directors are, behind the camera, actors are in front of the camera, writers are under the camera, because it all started with them, the base, and producers are flying above, the camera, trying to get it all organized, make sure that things are flowing.
Filmmaking is about learning to come to terms with our dreams and chasing dreams. And it either inspires us to go on to our own dreams, or it educates us. We learn something about other people's dreams.
I'm here with Khun Suvit Thonglompo, who's the managing director of SF Cinemas, and he was here for the opening, the grand opening, which was sort of the stage for the Phuket Film Festival. How exciting, and congratulations.
It's very impressive, and we're proud to the new location for us in Jungceylon, Phuket.
At a time when there's these huge public companies in Thailand, you still maintain a very successful company that's led by your own family. That must be something to be proud of.
Right now we have planned to the public company too, but for this time we want to develop the business up to our goal before. After that, we will go to the public company.
A series of 6 Rosenberg was A series of 6 short films, vignettes of Cambodian culture, were made by His Majesty the King Father of Cambodia and his daughter, Princess Bopa Devi. Festival organiser Scott Rosenberg was proudly able to show these films through his own personal connections.
And I was introduced to then King Norodom Sihanouk of Cambodia, who in the past 12 years has become like a grandfather to me. He's a magical guy. Many people love him. Some people hate him. But whatever, he's a very creative individual. He and the whole Norodom family are extremely creative. Bopa Devi, Princess Bopa Devi, the director of most of these short films that you're about to see, is an artist herself in Cambodian dance. She has carried on the old Cambodian dance. She's taught it. She's a master in Cambodian dance. But within the last couple of years, she's turned her talents into directing short films. All these short films were shot digitally, as you'll see. None of them really, a couple of them have dialogue and dialogues in French, I believe, but it really doesn't matter. You don't need dialogue when you watch these movies. If you take a look at the way that people act against the majestic backgrounds of the scenery of Cambodia, you'll soon understand what His Majesty and Her Royal Highness were trying to do in portraying a slice of life, a slice of Cambodian life and culture.
There was a very strong presence from the Focus on Filipino film participants, with 4 films from that country being screened at the festival.
What particular challenges do you believe are faced by Filipino filmmakers in the Philippines?
Well, it's been a long while since like a Filipino film has been in the map, in the international map, and we've been a prolific, industry. So it's the challenge now is for the independent filmmakers to make their own personal statement.
Batad film director Benji Garcia also held Q&A sessions with the audience, very much a part of film festivals today.
So usually we present this film to hundreds of people, but because of the much smaller size of the audience last night, I noticed that the exchange was much more intimate, much more personal, and that had its pluses.
A small but important ceremony was held at which a UNESCO representative awarded the Thai Minister of Culture, Her Excellency Mrs. Siarun Kaisi, the Fellini Silver Medal for preservation and restoration work. The National Film Archives of Thailand restored the 1940 film The King of the White Elephant, the first feature film ever produced in Thailand. This English language film portrays the life of Siam's King Shakra of ancient Ayutthaya.
Will, I feel sure, be very glad, for these 3 years now since Your Majesty ascended the throne, and Your Majesty has not yet observed the custom of your ancestors. What custom are you referring to? The custom that a king takes to himself 365 wives. Isn't that too many? No, not too many, Your Majesty. The King of Honsa, your neighbor, has just broken the record. He has 366. How does he manage it? The King of Honsa is a very clever man.
The festive atmosphere and beauty of Phuket was a treat for filmmakers and guests alike, with many parties, such as this one, hosted by the very chic Rockfish restaurant in Kamala.
In a nutshell, what is A Hero in Rome about?
It's about a young fellow who comes from a village, never left, and learning to overcome his fears to leave not only the village, but he leaves the country and gets involved in a journey of tragicomic adventures, which he gets out of them by going back into himself and finding out that to be a hero, just be yourself.
And most interestingly, he's an Italian playing a Greek, and the Greek audience thought he was Greek.
Yes, he got into the part so much that we brought him actually to Athens before the shoot for about 2 weeks to take Greek speaking lessons and Greek cultural lessons. And he became so much like a Greek that the Greeks who saw him in the movie thought that he was a Greek. But he's not. He's Italian, doesn't speak any Greek.
He was all Greek to them.
Yeah.
Mark Hefty is the producer, the writer, and the star of the movie
Tomorrow is Today. It's actually playing tonight. So tomorrow is today, is tonight, and tomorrow.
Now, how does one end up wearing 3 hats on a film like you do?
You have to have 3 heads.
We won't go there. Continue.
No, basically, it started off with a story, and my best friend, his name is Frederick Lumiere, who also directed this film, called me one day and said, I have an idea for a basic idea for a story. I want you to write it. So we wrote the movie. I wrote the screenplay, and about a year later, we ended up getting the financing and all the stuff to shoot it. And I wasn't originally planning to be in it, but Frederick said he didn't want to direct it unless I was acting in it as well. So that's kind of how I got three hats.
And 3 hats brought Mark Hefty 2 big prizes from the festival, Best Film and Best Actor, as voted in the People's Choice Award.
What a wonderful week this has been. We've had restored classic historic Thai films such as The King of the White Elephant, to the edgy provocative film from Iran called Men at Work. Those are simply 2 of my highlights. What about you, Kerrie?
I caught the Slice of Cambodian Life, made by the King's father, the King of Cambodia. That was a wonderful series of short film. And also Last Stop for Paul was a really wacky American-style film about traveling.
I know a little bit about wacky Americans. It's been great to work with you for the first time. And, this event combines 2 fabulous things. One of them is Phuket, and the other one is spectacular international film. And, Kerrie, I'm sure you would agree with me that that combination certainly gives people a reason to put this on their annual calendar.
Absolutely, especially at this time of year. There's so much happening to the lead up to high season. I think it's a great time to be here.
This is the Snowbiz Now Entertainment Network.